we went through and we reviewed our R-controlled, or we call them what? Bossy R syllable words. So let's discuss this a little bit and then we'll get into our activity. So what do we know about bossy R syllable words?
That the vowel is followed by an R and it controls the vowel.
Yeah, so the R kind of takes over. So if we look at our example here, we have the word garden. Looking at the word garden, if we look at our first vowel, it's followed by an R. So the R is taking over. It's saying gar. So this would be an example of an R-controlled word. Let's look at our next syllable. R-E is... Is it long? Is it short?
Short.
Short, right? Because it's followed by a
Consonant.
So this makes it a
Closed
syllable word. So if we put both of these syllables together, we'd have the word garden. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be doing one of our syllable sorts. So it'll deal with both of these that we were working with. And since our bossy R syllables are the newest, I'm going to keep this up here in case we need it. So what you're going to do is pick any one to start off with. And you're going to have to decide, is this an example of a closed syllable word? So just like with garden, it's closed, short vowels closed in by a consonant. Or is it an R-controlled or bossy R syllable word? So is that vowel next to an R? Is that R taking over? So go ahead and grab the first one, and we'll do this one together. So looking at the surroundings of the vowel, what word do you think this would be?
Closed syllable.
It would be a closed syllable. Good job, because it's closed in by a consonant. So what would that word be? Numb. That M and B, this is kind of a tricky one. That M and B at the end of the word makes the sound. So numb, like your feet went numb because you weren't moving them for so long. Good job. That's a closed syllable word. So go ahead and grab the next one. What word is that?
Switch.
Switch. So where would that go? Closed syllable or R-controlled?
Closed syllable.
Closed, because it is?
The I is short and it's followed by a consonant.
Very good. It's closed in by that. Speaking like a pro.
Trumpet is a closed syllable because the U is closed, is short and it's followed by a consonant, and the E is short and it's followed by a consonant.
Good job. So both of those syllables would be closed. I'm going to grab your next one.
Nurse.
Good job.
That'd be a
Bossy R.
because the U is followed by an R.
And that R is kind of taking over, right?
First would be a bossy R
Mm-hmm.
because the I is followed by an R.
Good job.
Button would be a closed syllable because the U is followed by a consonant and the O is followed by a consonant, and they're both short.
Very good. You're getting these rules down really well.
Slip would be a closed syllable because the I is followed by a consonant and it is short.
Very good.
Scarf is a bossy R because the A is followed by a R and the A is silent. Good.
That R is taking over, right? To say scarf.
Risk would be a closed syllable because the I is,
Let's say it.
I just forgot.
Is that short or long?
It's short and it's followed by a consonant.
Good job.
Sandwich would be a closed syllable because
A
A
is
is followed by a consonant in the short, and the I
Very
is
good.
followed by a consonant in the short.
Good job. So we have 2 syllables, both are closed.
Sports is a bossy R because the O is followed by an R, and the R is saying its name.
The R is kind of taking over, right? You could say it's saying its name. It's bossing that O around.
I don't know the word.
That's okay. Let's work through it together. I'm going to write it up here. So look up here. That G can kind of be tricky sometimes and say the J sound. So let's look at our rule. You're putting this with the bossy R because you see the E and the R next to each other. So what's that going to say?
Germ.
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 Germ. Good job, like germs.
That is a bossy R. And sharp is a bossy R because the A is followed by a R, and the R is controlling it.
Very good. And last one.
Start. The A is followed by an R, and the R is bossing it.
Very good. Very good. So I can really tell you know these rules really well. What we're going to do next is we're going to take it a step further. So I'm going to give you some more challenging words, okay, that have more syllables in them that are containing these different rules. So our closed syllables, our R-controlled syllables, as well as, what are the other ones we've learned? Our VCE, our double vowels. So we're going to be working with all of them together. We're going to be playing that basketball shootout game, okay? Good job.